Hello, I'm Ayanda,
And I'm Molly.
and this is History versus Frederick Winslow Taylor. Frederick Winslow Taylor was born March 20th, 1856, in Philadelphia and died March 21st, 1915, in Philadelphia. He was a very famous management consultant, and he invented the method scientific management. He realized that in a lot of businesses he apprenticed at, there's a lot of miscommunication between managers and employees. So he created this theory in order to combat these issues. Our first charge against Taylor is that scientific management was not in the best interest for general society. How was scientific management beneficial towards society? The pros that we have are that due to the creation of industrial management, um, this management advanced industrial engineering and production management. Um, During this time, Taylor introduced time studies, which are the implementation of scientific management into workplaces. It eliminated a lot of lengthy breaks that the workers had, and it caused them to work even more. And it also enforced close observation of workers, as seen in these pictures here. And that caused productivity to increase and performances to increase as well. And also, the quote, "A fair day's pay and a fair day's work," also promoted the idea of good business practices, because the idea is that employees are being paid by their production rate. So, because they all work the same hours, they are able to get the same pay, and society is more fair and equal towards workers.
How did scientific management regress society? So it required a large amount of initial money, so it was very difficult for a lot of businesses to use this method anyways. The management style was very bureaucratic, which led to worker dissatisfaction. There was a lack of individualism and creativity among employees that was taken away through the system, and machines replaced many workers, which increased unemployment.
So, our second charge against Taylor is that scientific management made the American dream more difficult to achieve. However, we see that in the pros that there's a lot of unification regarding ideologies in business. Taylor's method promotes cooperation and teamwork amongst employees, and it's similar to the past version of the American dream, where people support one another and there's less competition or animosity amongst workers as they have to work together to make products. Taylor's book also enforced that simplifying jobs would also increase productivity. The jobs became easier to accomplish tasks with, because they were done in assembly lines or factory lines. So, because of this teamwork, it was less complex, and it allowed for more people to work and achieve the American dream. And the four principles provided organization amongst American workers, and these are the principles that Taylor implemented to businesses.
Its cons is that the amplification of scientific management contributed to the rise of monopolization, and that is a single business that has complete control over its market. This often leads monopolies to charging higher prices for their products because consumers are reliant solely on them for it, especially if the product is a necessity. A good example of this is John D. Rockefeller and the Standard Oil Trust. And to use scientific management, business owners must have a large amount of initial capital. And this prevented many business owners from using this method in the first place, which paved the way for the more efficient business for more wealthy business owners to use this efficient method to monopolize the market. And machines were also used to replace many human workers. And the increase in monopolization and machine replacement caused both unemployment and inflation to increase as well. And because of this, many lacked the capital needed to achieve the American dream.
Thank you. And these are our sources, and thank you for listening.